It's the end of the year, Christmas time. Most of this time we spend preparing for the following year. Most of my clients sit down with me between this month, December, and next month to decide how they're going to get ready to buy a home. So there's a couple of tips I want to give you that most of the clients I sit down with, they use, and they use it very well, and it's very successful to get you in the best position to buy a home. First thing is that I start with credit. Credit is something that's very easy to fix, very easy to improve. And in most cases, most people, they go through the hard process of fighting, disputing, getting rid of things on their credit, when what they need is good, strong, positive credit. How do you do like a balance of positive credit? Positive credit is when you do have a credit card that's never been late, that is older than 3 years, and it has your balances under 30%, right? That's what you want to accomplish. So the first thing is, if you do have credit cards and you've never been late and you're wondering why your credit's not going up, more than likely it's because you have the balances pretty high. The second thing is, understand that maybe having your credit down to zero is not going to give you the best scores. You have to have a little bit of balance on the card. So if you're down to zero or you're maxed out, neither are good for you. You'd rather have some kind of balance, something low, under 30% to have the best score possible, right? Now, if you have time, you want to get ready, and you maybe don't have the finances to pay down on your credit card under 30%, there's a couple of tricks that I'm going to give you that might help you out. The first one might be the easiest one. You go online and you apply for a line of credit increase. Now, do so without allowing them to pull your credit. If they pull your credit score is only going to go down. Most of these credit cards will do the line of credit increase for small increments, maybe every 6 months for you. So that's the first thing you want to do. Second thing that you do is when you do go ahead and put the income, they're asking for your household income, and put it the gross income to make sure it's consistent on all the credit cards. Make sure they all have the same income reported. So if you say one you make 50 and the other one you make 100, it's not consistent. Make sure they all say 100. Now, let's say you don't have the funds to start bringing the credit cards down, and they didn't give you the line of credit increases. Then you could start by doing the snowball effect. The snowball effect is where I line up all your credit cards from smallest to biggest. And I'm going to put as much money as I can into the smallest credit card until I pay it off. Let's say it's an extra $25, $50 a month until that card is paid off. Then I'm going to go ahead and roll that minimum payment of that credit card, let's say it was $25, into the next credit card. Once you pay the next one down, so on and so forth, you keep rolling that minimum payment into the next credit card until you get rid of all your debt. Now, getting rid of the debt is one option. Improving the credit is another. So improving the credit means you have to have small balances on these credit cards. I would say more than 2 or 3 with balances, and then keeping the balances under 30%. Getting rid of debt is a different strategy. So you choose what's best for you, and let's kind of put a plan together. Now, besides that, we look at employment. Employment is perhaps the most important part, because in today's market, even if you don't have perfect credit, but you have a great job, steady income, we get you into a home. If you're a W-2 employee, what is a W-2 employee? A W-2 employee is somebody who works for a company, they give you a paycheck, and they take out taxes. If they take out taxes from your paycheck, you're a W-2 employee, okay? A W-2 employee, and you want to change jobs, and let's say you back to back, you're leaving this job to start immediately another job, that's not a problem. As long as your base income on your new job is higher than the old one, then you're good. But let's say you go from a job that has, let's say, a great base income to a job that has a lower base income, but it's also going to give you commissions. Then we're going to have to wait about a year of you receiving those commissions in order to be able to average all of that out and give you a new base income, right? But that's okay. There's ways to work around that. There's something we can make happen. So consult your professional. Reach out to me if you have questions. I'll check your whole scenario and let you know that. My biggest concern is I do see a trend of a lot of people leaving good, steady W-2 jobs, going self-employed route. And that's fine, because a lot of people are actually making a lot more money. But if you're planning on buying a home, know that the bank looks at the 2 most recent self-employed taxes to determine what's your average income. So if you are looking to buy a home and you do have a W-2 job, consider that if you leave that job to go self-employed, you might have to wait 2 years before you can buy a home. Obviously, reach out to me. If there's any other options, we're going to discuss it. We're going to give you other programs. We do have other programs that do have bank statement loans and do have other options. So we are definitely going to discuss those options with you. Now, if you are self-employed and you're self-employed looking at how should I buy a house? How do I report my taxes? How do I manage my accounts? There's a whole list of things that you need to do. One of the most important things that I'm looking at is I know people that have businesses, corporations for years, and they do not organize their bank accounts. They still have a mess. Oh, well, some checks go into my personal, some check goes into my business. We need to organize that. So if you are planning on buying something next year and you do have a business, or you don't have a business yet and you're just self-employed, incorporate yourself, open up a business checking account, a business savings account. Make sure all the income goes into the business checking account. And if you want to take out money out of there because you don't trust it in that account, put it into the savings. But I see too many people saying, well, I have an extra 10, 20, 30 grand, and they don't want to leave it in the bank account. They take it out cash, and then I cannot use it. The bank cannot use cash. We need to have verified assets. So the first thing I would tell you, if you're self-employed, organize how your business runs. Make sure your taxes are in order. Make sure your bank statements are in order. And make sure you're not getting like different deposits into a bunch of different accounts, because it's going to make it very difficult for your bank to figure that out for you. For more questions, reach out to me. Let's talk about it.